Did I stream on Monday? I'm streaming today. And I've done even more things. But first, hey, I'm Dodo Dev. I'm making this little indie game about arcade things coming out of the arcade machines, but in a 3D world they live in. Look at all of them. Look at them. Oh, I've been smacked. Smack me again. Oh, I've been smacked. So these things are largely Doom compliant enemies. It's supposed to look neat. The art style for the main world, when that exists, will make these guys look pretty cool in relation to that. They'll definitely be like, oh, look, old 8-bit stuff got out of the machines. That's what I've been working on. For the last few weeks, there's been a big bug about broken combat and multiplayer. And this is not a multiplayer game, but I might as well just call it a multiplayer game. I've created this on the off chance that I ever actually release it. That'd be cool. But also to learn. I've been a developer for quite a while. I've used Unreal for a little bit. I've shipped projects with Unreal. But it's always been like the end user development kind of feel to Unreal. This is about learning to make foundational systems. So I've been working with the gameplay ability system through the Gas Companion plugin because I could not get the working environment set up with Visual Studio correctly. Like it would compile, but then as soon as I added anything to the project, it would stop being able to do that, no matter what it was. So for the sake of my sanity, I stopped doing that. The EQS system, the environment query system, to go along with the Blackboard and behavior tree system, smart objects, things like that. This is where we are. So I fixed a bug where player two, because and multiplayer scripting. Player two couldn't fight. Fixed that. Took a while. Weird that it worked, and then it didn't work. Now it works again after making a bunch of changes. There's some other stuff that doesn't work right. But those are systems that need refactored and not, ooh, I didn't know multiplayer well enough. And so now that clog has been banished, I've been working on other stuff again. So I'll show some of the other fixes that I did soon. Um, yeah. But also the other thing I've been doing is I think I'm going to run Mythic Bastion Land tomorrow. I'm big into tabletop role-playing games. My D&D campaign, everyone fought a kaiju from Ryaku's Guide to the Yokai Realms. And that was fun. I haven't prepped anything. I'm very curious about Mythic Bastion Land. So that's what I've been working on for the last few minutes. Literally minutes. It has a whole bunch of cool stuff. And Mythic Bastion Land, go watch Quinn's Quest. Quinn's Quest is good. He talks about Mythic Bastion Land. Do that. Do that. It's good. It's good. At least I'll see if it's good because I'm gonna run it tomorrow. I'm not making like a one session length thing for it. No, no, no. Just in case I move it online. I was obsessed with that, and I was obsessed with Nimble, which has a new Kickstarter out. Which, if I get a job, maybe I'll back, or at least buy in a store someday. And I might have one of those, at least a temporary one, by the end of the week, which will affect the streaming schedule, obviously. I don't know if I do it in the evenings or just truncated from 3 times a week down to once on the weekends or what. Seems like I got to double check the fine print, but seems like I can keep working on this in my own time, but who knows? I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just worrying about this. This is the thing to be worried about. Yeah. The heck am I doing? Showing stuff. This is Miro. This is an online whiteboard. You can have 3 whiteboards for free. I've been, I've been using this whiteboard for a little while. Look, up here, I describe the game development. Um, Here's the previous version of this project, which was cobbled together from a number of different marketplace plugins, which is not the route I wanted to go down. I mean, I kind of wanted to do something really fast and get it out to market for money, but learning's better. This is the learning version. I don't remember where we were before. I made a new projectile for the rifle. Oh yeah, I hooked up the firing. Look at this. Look at this. Check this. Wait. Oh, reap. So now I have my gun, and I put the. Why didn't it work the first time? That's something I have to look into. But look, it goes a little pow pow. Odd, it doesn't work the first time. Well, maybe that's the first thing we'll look into. Why doesn't the little perp see at the end of the barrel, which doesn't look up and down either, even though it shoots up and down? And I fixed a problem with that stuff where I would never stop the flipbook. So much of this stuff is going to be flipbooks. Maybe dumb of me, but there's not a whole ton of support for those things. Where was I? Right to here. Fix that. Just talked about fix that. Floating eye often shoots into walls. Fix that. But I kind of messed up the way they work. I'll show you. Here in the game. Let me get rid of this guy. You made this guy. Oh, and there's also the shooting problem. See how these bullets, that goes to the center? But a bunch of those don't. I'll lift up the mouse. It's not the mouse. It's not planned. They're like colliding with each other or something. Anyways, these guys are in combat because they came over to investigate and saw me. So now they're trying to find a good position to shoot from. Oh, he just shot his friend. He should turn around. I need to reprioritize how that works too. I want them getting in fights with each other. So it's not bad. They're finding this distance. And they're moving around to shoot at you, so it's kind of interesting. And if they're under 60% of their hit points, they run off. His friend hit him, I forgot. To get behind cover, and this is what I was trying to do. They get behind cover, and then they're like, I'm going to find someplace to shoot. But I want them behind cover for a few seconds longer. It's probably exceedingly easy to do this in the behavior trees, and I'm just being smooth-brained. But that's what I'm going to try to do today. I want them behind cover, and if they don't see me for like 10 seconds, then I want them to come out somewhere and find a good shooting position and shoot. And then I want them to head back behind cover. But boy, I struggled with this yesterday. Also, I started setting these up as smart objects. That's going to take a lot of off-stream learning. I don't want to do tutorials and look up stuff on stream. These still work. Standing in fire? Ow! Getting healed. These used to be for a way more significant percentage of health. But I greatly expanded my health for testing purposes. This is another thing that's broken, because if there's 2 players, like right now, I can't open that up. If I grab this, I can open it up. But in multiplayer, what happens is player A grabs that, and they can open the door, and then they run away. Or player A grabs that and never opens the door. Then player B comes up, and they're like, hey, I can open it, which I would show you, but it's pointless, because I just described it. Let me close all of these things about everything else I was just doing. Okay. So what are we doing? Enemy smarts. Other smart object behaviors. I should name those SO behaviors. They're SO behaviors. Behavior trees. We have behavior trees for everybody. So this is what the initial test one on enemy base looks like. I might try to describe this so that when there's something I don't know, I can try to figure it out as part of trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. You start out. Here's a selector. Everything in here executes from left to right, but it goes down these trees. And what it does is it runs all of this stuff, and if one of these things it's trying to do fails, it skips to the next one. This is a sequence. It just do stuff. In this case, this sets the movement speed to sprint, clears the focus, moves to the ideal range for the attack target, and the range is the attack radius. Focuses, turns on. The attack target makes an attack, and then waits a second before it starts over again. If any of these fail, it jumps back to the beginning. So this stops executing whenever the things its children fails. If a child fails, the whole sequence fails. This one here is a selector. Stops executing whenever its children succeeds. Selector child succeeds, selector succeed. So what this guy does is based on the blackboard, which we have a whole bunch of other stuff for. If his state has been set to attacking, he'll come over here. If it's not attacking, he ignores this whole thing. And then if his target's dead here, if that has a key on it, that says it's dead, it checks every second, it'll stop attacking. If you are in combat state, it'll do this, and then it won't do it again for 5 seconds. It goes on a 5-second cooldown. Don't know if I still need the wait here, but then it'll set the movement and do all that stuff. When it's done, it says, I've succeeded. And this thing will say, I stop executing when it succeeded. So if it is during the cooldown, it'll come over here. And it says, all right, you're going to strafe now. You're going to move around. Are you within ideal range? And this is inverted. So it's saying, are you not in ideal range? Well, get there. Clear, focus, set your movement speed, move to ideal range. What are you doing? But if it is within ideal range, it says, focus target EQS thing, move to a point. So this is just trying to find it. EQS, Environment Query System. This is just a thing that it does to check something in the environment. Does on circle generate items in a circle around the attack target, which would be the player, and 600 units. Make 8 little points to check. Does a path exist from me, the AI, the NPC, because AI is now a loaded term, to the player? Yes. What's the distance? And so this is how it generates points. It's only going to generate points that I can path to that are between 150 and 600, preferring more distance away. Then it'll move to that point of interest and wait between 1 and 3 seconds. Say you're not in the combat state. Then this thing over here goes, what about this? Are you in the investigating state? Then do the investigating stuff. There's just a sequence saying, you're just walking around, move to this point of interest, which is set elsewhere. It's what you're investigating. Wait 3 seconds and then go into passive. So, like, you make a noise and run away and it can't see you and you don't make any more noise, it's going to go to that spot, wait 3 seconds, and if it doesn't notice you in that time, it's going to go back onto the passive state. What's that? Well, that says, do you have a patrol route? If you've been assigned to a patrol route and the level, let's go back to that thing. If you don't, you're going to look for some smart objects. What does that look like? Well, it's free roaming. Clear your focus, go to walk, find a smart object, claim handle, and then go use it. If there's no smart objects, just wander randomly. How do you wander randomly? Get a random reachable point within 1,000 units, and it's going to move to it and then finish executing. How does this look in practice? It looks like this. Move away so they don't see me, even though they can hear really well. All those numbers will be tweaked when we get to the gameplay portion of development. But see that guy there? So use failed. That's someone trying to use a smart object. That might be under a block. Or it might have somebody else there. That guy's following, I think, the patrol path? I'm not sure anymore. I might not have anyone on the patrol path. Oh, he might be. And then those other guys are going to the smart points, smart objects. This is the patrol path. These doobly-doos are the smart objects. Let's see if they're all valid. Yes. 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 And we could easily be like, oh, well, put one over here. Getting dangerous. Put one over here. Put one up here. All right, yeah, he is on the patrol route over there. Okay. So these changes what happens. All the use, I have it printing out a debug message every time it uses a smart object. Whoop. He's going to the one over here. But if I'm like, hey, hello, did I shut off making sound? I may have shut off making sound. And then if they see me, oh, he's going over that. Is that the shortest route, or is he checking out where I was? Because I didn't put a smart object right there, so he was checking out where I was because it was a sound. Oh, that guy saw me. One thing I'm not currently doing is having one enemy alert other enemies. And even though I'm getting these behaviors in, oh man, I wish I had a big whiteboard. I want to plot out all the behaviors. It's deeply complex. Now this guy isn't shooting at me for some reason. I'm just going to sit here and see what happens. See how it worked kind of before, but now he's just moving back and forth. So what is actually happening? He's not enemy base. He's the floating eye. And he's in shoot and move. Just currently move and shoot. And he's just moving to another point of interest. So he may never see me. So if I get down here, dude, now he sees me. There's another thing I have to fix. Neither of them can attack up and down. And if I run, they're stuck in the combat mode forever. And they kind of always know where I am if they can hear me. Ba-ba-bam, ba-bam-bam. So melee guy closes distance, range guy tries to get close. Now he's seen me too. That guy, go take cover. So their base behaviors is what I want to work on. Whoa. Guy hit me. Oh, that's right. I have 4 of them now. To get away from them, all I have to do is run up here. Ha ha ha. What are you going to do now? I got to fix that too. So none of this is fun yet. It's kind of neat. I'm not using my abilities. But none of this is supposed to be balanced for fun. You do that later. You come up with your plans, you execute, you inspect, and then you iterate. We're still in the coming up with plans and getting them in here kind of phase. But a lot of this behavior stuff really needs to be put down on paper in some I'm actually a game designer, let me figure this out before I start doing stuff way. But for learning the system, this is fine. I can learn the system. All right, I don't need 2 more guys. Right? Right. I mean, I could. I'm trying to figure out this one problem. So maybe I should think it out. Let me plug in my little drawing tablet. Cheapo drawing tablet. And then, oh God, what happens if I minimize this? All right. Did I lock that? Hello, Paint. Hello, Dodo Dave. Oh God, don't talk to me, Paint. You can't see my mouse cursor, but I'm always checking to see if up and down is the right thing when I have this angle. All right, so what do we want to do? We have the floating eye. Oh, this is a weird aspect ratio on this. Left and right are exaggerated because it's an ultra wide monitor. Anyways, what do they need to do? All right, here's what we want. Only in combat. So we're just talking about combat. I don't care about the other stuff right now. What they're gonna do is they're gonna see. No, just see. It's actually only seeing the player. All this other stuff is to get them to the point where they see the player. They have an attack target. See player. Move to ideal range. Pretty simple. They're in combat state, right? We already know we could do that. It's already happening. Move to ideal range, shoot. Move, shoot. Move, shoot. The problem is, right now, they're shooting, they're just not shooting enough. And then 30% or whatever health. Heath? Health. Because we health. So now they're at 30% health. I should make it a new state. Shouldn't I? So I'm trying to cram it into the combat state. I think that's too much. But this is our plan. Zoom it out a little bit. I am moving around on my computer. No, move it around over here. Ah, no. No. Don't be whatever. Whatever, we don't care. I know what it is and I can refer back to it. But anyways, you can kind of see that there still. That's what we're gonna do. That's it right there. You may have noticed my other daily goal was just to survive. I'm waiting on a potential employer to email me. They say waiting is the hardest part. It kind of, sort of is, I guess. There's something that can change lives for you and the people closest to you in a good way. You're just waiting on it. It's out of your hands. I mean, tomorrow I'll send the recruiter a follow up email. But like, just waiting, just waiting, standing in line, the queue, as people call it, queuing up. And it's out of your control. What I've been really trying to learn how to do is just let that be okay. Yes, there's problems if it takes long. I got a backup thing that isn't going to wait forever. It's never clear cut, right? There's always something weird going on with this stuff. Yeah, you might get a job, but then there's a temporary contract job that's going to be there at the same time. So if the job says no, you could take the contract, but what if the full-time job doesn't get back to you for 2 weeks? If there was no contract job, it would kind of suck because there's nothing else to fall back on. But it not being there would also eliminate this problem of, oh my God, am I making these people wait around? I don't want to do that. But also, they seem cool. And I want to help them be successful. And the full-time job seems cool too. I want to help them be successful. Me, 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 me. All right, anyway, whatever. I'm getting off topic. The topic is behavior trees. No, it should. So I don't want to make. This isn't like. Maybe it is a state for everybody. Crap. States are a struct, I think. It's not through blueprints or something. Where is that? All right, now I got to remember where I was setting up AI states. Of course, I don't have a thing that's just like states. Is this it? AIC? I don't remember what AIC stands for. Oh no. States. States. I think this does work in multiplayer. Ah, past me. What are you doing? It's just rabbit holes all the way down. I'm gonna go see if the second player can annoy guys. All right, everybody. You can't see him on his screen, but he's running out here. All right. Oh, okay. Totally works in multiplayer. Mm. Frozen. Can I co-opt that? Enumerator AI state. So a D&D term. How is that going to mess it up on this thing? No. Okay. It keeps frozen but not bloodied. Whatever. So bloodied is going to be like a version of attacking. I mean, technically it should be a signifier, but whenever they're low on health, I want them to be there. And it's going to have a different kind of trigger than everything else. So let's think this through. How am I currently doing it? Right now it's all from noticing stuff. This actor. This actor can sense by sight, hearing, damage. Handle sensed damage. And this happens when they get hit. But only if they're passive or investigating. When they see something, then if they're passive or investigating, they'll set state as attacking. Oh no. Gotta make spaghetti neat. Straight lines. Someone made a mod thing, a plugin for Unreal that like almost makes it look like circuitry. It makes these all angle straight lines, all the spaghetti. It's kind of neat. I don't care, but it's kind of neat. Set state is attacking. Attack actor, the attack target, set value on the blackboard, the attack target key name, so that it knows what to attack. Literal enum AI state, attacking. Change the enum value. And set this on the blackboard, state key name to this thing. This works a little different than everything else, by the way. State key name is state. So it's finding that, and it's one of these things, pink, this purplish lavender pink color in Unreal. If you ever see anything like that, it means check your spelling. Check your capitalization. If this state was lowercase, or this up here, but just this, state key name. State was lowercase, this wouldn't work. It would just break. It needs to be exact as what is on the blackboard. Anytime you see this color, that's a warning saying, hey, the thing that you avoid by using a visual editor, the syntax problems and the typos, not here. You can totally mess this up. Watch out. Were those the same? Only one also set the attack target. This is setting a point of interest instead. See? There. Over here. Point of interest. Did you capitalize the O and of? Watch out. Watch out. So what I need to do, I'll refer to those again in a minute. We're not handling sense, we're handling damage. We already check a bunch of damage crap up here. Every half a second we say, am I dead? Check my health. Is it less than or equal to 0? If so, set state as dead. You're done. We don't need you. Oh, I just closed the wrong thing because it changed the size of the tabs. Very googly moogly. All right. So right now, where am I doing the thing where it's checking its health and changing its state again? So this is just the damage effect to make it flash red. And it works in multiplayer. I have this up here, but it doesn't do anything. I'm using this instead, checking it every half second. And then I apply death. What does death do? Hold on, tangent time. It's not setting the tag. State dead. Okay, that's where it's applying the tag. So once state dead is applied, in case I need to do any dead stuff, you're dead, so do this. This is where that happens. Up here. What am I doing it in two places? I'll have to make a note for myself. Make that yellow alert. All right. Okay. Yeah, right now, Death, they just play another flip book for dying and falling apart, whatever animation I put in. But I was also thinking of like, maybe they could turn flat and stop facing the player at that point, fall over. Or maybe they should fall apart into blocks, little 3D blocks. But I'm not signing up for that right now. No. No. What did I change? Oh, I added that. Okay. So what we're doing is trying to find the best place to figure out what state I am in. I'm thinking here, do it every half second. Let's try. Hold up. I got to the mute button in time. You didn't get to hear my powerful sneeze. All right, you're not dead, but is your health. Oh, it doesn't like doing division under the hood. So I hear. That's right. You take the smaller number divided by the biggest number. Gives you a percentage. So if they had like 75 health, they had 100 health, 75%, that's 0.75. So if their health is less than or equal to I don't know, 0.35. So 35% health. If it isn't, we don't care. If it is, then we need a new function called set state as bloodied, which is literally this. But instead of dead, we say bloodied. Okay. What's that mean? It means now, when we come up here to the behavior tree, I don't know why it's a selector, but we're going to do a selector. And we say, what is this? Decorator. Heck, Blackboard-based condition. You can't see me drooling over this list of possible things to do. State is equal to bloodied. Let's go back over here. Stops executing if one of its children fails, right? So if it can't see the target, it's never going to move. So it has to move to first. And then why don't I just do this? Before I make any other changes. Although the bloodied state thing is now going to break it. Oh, I got player 2 going. Hi, you should be attacking now. Moving to ideal target. The heck are you two going? So they do move and shoot. He's still doing that I'm running to cover thing, which I probably didn't need to set up as a state, but I thought that was going to break everything because it's no longer going to be in the combat state. Because it just comes here, and so... Yeah, so that's what I had here. To change the thing I just set up for this to match that. So whenever you're under 60% health, which will eventually change to go find a healing spot, which will be cool when I get there. So you see what it was doing? It moves to a point of interest, and then it goes ka-ching and comes back. So what I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna try is I'm just gonna move this guy over here, and then I'm gonna go back over here. Oh, I'm not actually setting the state. Set state is bloodied. Which currently means he'll never get out of the bloodied state. That's what I was expecting before. Let me shut off the multiplayer. Dude. Hey! Now he's bloodied and he should never ever attack. And so is he. Because they're going to run for cover. They're just finding cover. They're running away from me forever. They're currently fleeing, and I hate that. But it's our test. Not shooting and moving. Forever. He's right here. Running fine cover. Set tag cooldown. But wait there. What is this? So when they get hit enough, they should run for cover. And then every 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, 5 to 15 seconds, they should look for other cover. Get away from me. Oh, they're caught on each other. I need to figure that out too. They think they're finding places that... Oh, let me just have one guy. Ah! I messed that up. Oh, I gotta fix that shooting thing so much. Run for the hill, man. Go for it. That is not a valid place for you to stop. But he's gonna stop. And he's gonna find another one. Let's check and make sure those extents didn't change. All right, so that's just running and hiding. The other guy go. There he is. Where are you going, man? Oh, you're not damaged enough to run. And now you are. Ha ha! There's other neat things I can do, because they're just running away. But I could say handle sensed sight. But if he's bloodied, and he sees you, so that means boop boop. Now he's bloodied and he's running away. But if he sees me, he should attack. Oh, but every half second it's going to change him back to. See, I'm getting wires crossed. Is what's going on. I should do. Where should this be controlled? I'm setting a state here, which is an overall umbrella of behavior, and you got a bunch of different umbrellas. But then I'm also doing this every half second. And it's going to reset it. Maybe I should have a different function called handle bloodied state. And inside that, you know what? I know what I'll do. Inside this, so this, if you get hit, you're attacking. But what if we checked for the health of the player, of the enemy? So we don't care. We're not. It doesn't matter what state it is. We get the current state, and then we say branch. No matter what state you're in, if you are under 60% health and you get hit, and you're under 60% health, then you're just bloodied. And we do bloodied stuff. If not, if your health is above that, then you're angry and you're going to attack. Even if you are currently bloodied, which will never happen. So we don't want to worry about that. Why will it never happen? It'll never get here and say you're already bloodied. It'll come over here and do its thing here and check your health instead of your state. But if you're under 60% health and you get hit again, it'll again just set your state as bloodied instead of attacking. So I have another one of these. Not before the check. It should be after the check, right? All right, what are we going to do? We're going to say, all right, you got hit. Is your health below this threshold? No. Then you start attacking. If your health is below that threshold, now you're bloodied. Oh, you've been hit. Are you already bloodied? If you're already bloodied, we skip this check. And only if you're already bloodied. And we go straight to the switch on E-state. Should be another branch. It's only going to do, let me do switch on E-state. Okay. I won't do another branch. If it's anything, dead is dead. If it's anything other than bloodied, no. Okay, if you're bloodied already, we're just going to skip this. And you're going to attack if you get hit at all, regardless of health. Which means that that's the second time through this will happen. The first time through, if you're any of these other things, it'll do this check. And then I am bloodied, and then I get hit again, and it comes over here. Right? Logically. Oh my god. I don't know why it does that when I move. Now you're bloodied. Now you're attacking. I have the tools I need to actually see what state you're in. Two. Two. Okay, that didn't work. Where's the other guy? Hey. Hey, you jerk. Come over here. Come over here. What are you doing? He's investigating. Now he's attacking. He's still attacking because he's attacking and he did that attacking check. Now he's bloodied. That should change him to attacking. Why is that not changing him to attacking? My logic must be wrong somewhere. Handle sense damage. On perception updated. on this actor. Is it sight? You know, I'll change all of these, so if they're bloodied. Ooh, I'm curious to see how that'll work. I don't want them bloody and investigating. They're not that brave. Alright, maybe that'll work. Of course, I thought it should have worked last time. What do I know? And then we're also going to... no, we'll just check it out. Okay, get rid of this guy. I gotta do some sort of mouth smoothing. Mouse smoothing at some point. Hey, you investigating? Nah, you bloodied. Are you still investigating? Did it pick this guy instead? It must have been this guy. Now I switched to 2 because it does less damage. And his tree is just doing this. And just doing this. It's waiting. He should jump to a different spot. But if I hit him again, that should have worked. Because came into this, took damage, and said, hey, what are you? I'm bloodied. Oh. Alright, this guy. Not you. He's attacking me. Whoa. Whoa. Still attacking. Oh, he sees me, so now he's all confused. And since his behavior changed, he was in the attack state and saw me, which doesn't do anything. But over here, I'm attacking, so it does the check again. Why is that hitting him now? That's weird. Because art shouldn't exist outside his extents. Boom. Alright, you're my Huckleberry. And he saw me, so he's still attacking. And I run away. I switch to 2. And I go, pow. Oh. Well, that didn't work either. Alright, got it. Screw my head on straight. Let me get my distraction toys to spin around on my fingers and think. Bloodied means run for cover. And it never shuts off. Every time you're hit, if you're below a certain threshold, you're going to run away. Right? Right. So this is just, I've been hurt. What do I do? Well, if your health is too low, you're going to set your state to bloodied and run away. If you're not, then it's going to be attacking. I get hit again. Now I want to go back to the attack state at some point. So I think this is fine for setting the states, and we know it works. And every time you get hit afterwards, you will always be bloodied. So we need something else that sets the AI state to not bloodied anymore. Time? If enough time passes, then we'll set you back to attacking, and you'll attack until you get hurt again. In which case, if you're still alive, you'll run away again. Just for the floating guy, because he's a ranged guy. Oh, this is set on AIC enemy base. That sucks. What if I want guys to react to this stuff differently? Because I don't want every enemy doing this. Alright, normal enemies can never be bloodied. But I'm going to leave this logic in here. And we're going to go over to... where am I going? Enemy smarts. Can I make a child? Alright, we're in business. I got to make sure the floating eye specifically uses its own AI controller class. Which is what AIC means. Thanks, Blaine. I should also keep this one open. Do I need to recreate these on a child class? I guess we'll find out. Find out right now. Hey. No, we don't need to recreate them. Okay. Now we can do all of our zaniness. No, no, no. You don't get to keep going. Set state as bloodied. Now thou art bloodied. Oh, I forgot what I was going to do. Because I had to go and make a new file. Anyways. Orp. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Do I do another timer? And just say, hey, it's been every 5 seconds. No, because that's 5 universal seconds, not 5 seconds since thingy. Here's what I want to do. This is baked in logic from a very long time ago. A completely different editor, where an event would happen, you say, hey, set this timer. And when that timer goes off, stuff. What I'm afraid of here is I can't set time sense bloodied when you get bloodied. I'm afraid if this is 0, it's just going to happen at the beginning. Like if I do this and say custom event, yeah, come on, I'm holding down shift. Handle not bloodied anymore. Okay. So if this just fires off at the beginning, then we know that I'm kind of cooked. Nope, it did not fire off. Okay, so it really does wait for that to be set. So what we're going to do because we don't change state in the behavior tree. The behavior tree only says you are this state already, so I'm going to do this thing. We change state in Blueprint. 10 seconds after you're bloodied. What was that thing? This. Get current state of this actor. Comes back with a vengeance. Thinking. This actor. Updated actors. My perception went off. Set this actor to the first array element and say, hey, does this actor sense with sight? Was sight what set it off? Yes. Then get all actors of class first person character. Is this actor with the perception equal to the first person character? If yes, no. That can't be what that means. No. And it must mean the actors that updated it. Yeah, because it's like, did I see the sensed actor? Which means I should be able to grab sensed actor here as the attack actor. And for any of these other states, we don't care. And this doesn't loop. It's going to have to be set again. Hopefully it knows how to set it again. And it doesn't just discard timers. Just want your friend investigating. Attacking. Bloodied. Is he doing it? It's been 10 seconds, right? Oh, man. Yes, I'm obsessed with print screen. Seems like a unique enough message. Let's try it again. What are you doing? Now he's attacking again. Great. So now he's doing that behavior. You gonna attack me? I also change it so they use a sphere to target, so they don't hit the corners whenever they're trying to do attacks. If I hit you again, now you're bloodied again. Why was that a valid point for cover? It's because you started going down the thing. Now he's attacking. Now he's bloodied again. And he's hiding. And he's re-upping where he's hiding. And he's waiting before he moves again. If I don't move, is it never going to pick a different one? Yeah, let me move. Okay, it's just not moving anymore. It's also not coming back off of bloodied. He only did it one time. And he desperately doesn't want to look at me. Now he's attacking. He didn't switch back into attacking until he saw me. He also switched to bloodied when he died. He shouldn't switch to bloodied from dead. I didn't even check to see if that text went off. I'm going to check to see if that text went off. When he switches back to attacking, that should go off. Is that never going off? Because he switched back to attacking. I'm confuzzled. Now he'll never not be bloodied anymore. Ah, ah, ah. Now he's attacking again, but only if he sees me. Did I do all the changes in the wrong AIC? After I made that new one? Brain? Are you kidding me? That never went off because it's not using it. No, it was using it. No, it isn't using it. I made these changes afterwards. Why was he changing to bloodied? There's nothing because I made a. He's using this, but it contains all of this. Crap. I mean, it still was a test. I just don't want all the enemies doing this. Because technically, this little dude, he's also bloodied. But he doesn't have those behaviors set up. So he doesn't know what to do now that he's in the bloodied state. Alright. It's kind of working. They're bloodied. They do the thing. I just have too many guys doing it, and the poor little invader doesn't have any knowledge of what to do when he gets bloodied. Maybe I should look at that real quick before we're done. In the AI smarts, this is way simpler. Why is it all spread out like this? Oh, let me be able to read it all together. Selector, combat state. Investigating state. Have patrol route, don't have patrol route. That's how he closes on you. Man, I've done a lot of work on this. Can I not do or here? No. I'm just gonna. Yeah, hook up to the thing. Jeez, opening a window on me. What was fine cover? Hook that existing stuff up to him and be like, hey, oh, he's attacking. Oh, he's running away. Get away. Oh, no, he says, I don't ever want to. But he should have the same thing after 10 seconds. Now. Now he went back to attacking, but only when he saw me. Oh, and his friend killed him. Well, that's good enough for now. We'll deal with that bloody state later. We're able to gobble up another hour and a half, waiting to see if I have a job. Thank you for coming along in that adventure. And enemies are slightly smarter, even though I need to do a ton of stuff to make them smart enough to be fun to fight. Because I don't like enemies that just run away forever. They gotta stop. Take a deep breath. Turn around and fight. Then you hit them again, and they're like, "Oh no!" I don't want all enemies to be like that. I think for the invader, we might just say, "Hey, anytime your state updates to be bloodied, don't," or something. We'll figure it out.